one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Purdue, would you lead us in a prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to meet this evening and address the concerns of our community and our citizens. We look for your guidance as we try and make the decisions best for our community. And all this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, roll call, please. You. Yep.
Do I say Mike Guffey? Mike Guffey. Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walton.
Aye.
Aaron
Present.
Dickin.
Here.
Mark Koger.
Here.
Lynn Purdue.
Here.
Rex Peckinpah.
Here. Do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walton.
Aye.
Aaron Dickin.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Abstain.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye. Okay, now, if I don't hear anybody wanting to make any additions to the agenda, we will call approved. Now we're coming to public comments. Mrs. Hyday, would you guys like to come forward first and introduce yourself? Most people know you, but
Did you form a choir?
I did. They're going to sing for you tonight. They didn't laugh. Okay, well, I'm Melissa Hyday. I am the Executive Director of Henry County Solid Waste District. And this is Mrs. Diana Bowman, and she's environmental science teacher at Newcastle High School. And these are some of her environmental club and class students. And they have come to be a part of this presentation tonight, but we are here representing the Newcastle Climate Action Team. And I want to give you a little background on Climate Action if you're not familiar with who we are and what we do. In 2019, the Newcastle Climate Action Team, before it was formally formed, with the help of Aaron Dickin here and Crystal Stanich from the library, initiated in a partnership with the City of Newcastle to conduct an inventory of community-wide greenhouse gas emissions. This inventory showed emissions by sector, with the industrial sector being the very largest contributor, followed by residential energy and commercial energy. Actions to reduce emissions in all sectors will be a key part of an overall community climate action plan that we are in the initial stages of. It was because of this inventory that the Newcastle Climate Action Team was formed, including Mr. Dickin and Mrs. Bowman and many other community partners. And once the Climate Action Team was formed, it then led to a conversation amongst the environmental science students to host the first annual Cool Climate Festival that was in 2022. And the Climate Festival is held the first Saturday of May, and this year that's May 4th. And it's a way to bring together student projects, which they will all participate in. If you've been before, you would see all the booths, the projects the students have been working on throughout the semester, relating to how something in their life has been affected by climate change. Last year we saw some amazing exhibits, and we had one girl that did her study. This is the one that resonates most with me, who her project was to look at how climate change has affected the food supply for her pony. And she brought her pony to Climate Fest, and it was a huge hit. So we loved that, and we love the student involvement. They are really behind this project, and they bring in lots of people and lots of interest, and they put a lot of work and passion into this project. So the Climate Fest is a way for us to bring together the student projects, vendors, and environmental educators so that they can help us educate our community regarding the need for very drastic change in our behavior to help preserve and protect our environment. So the reason we're here tonight is we are looking for funding for the Climate Fest so we can continue this annual tradition. And we're asking the City Council to contribute $2,500 to the Newcastle Climate Action Team to help cover fees for the Cool Climate Festival, as well as any initial costs toward the development of the Newcastle Climate Action Plan. Do you have any questions for me or for any of them?
So when you ask for the money, you bring some muscle to cover your back. Is that it?
Correct.
Is that
That's
correct?
all Diana's doing. Yeah. She said bribes, but, yeah, but they look pretty willing.
I think I'd just stress that, number one, I mean, like Newcastle Main Street, Climate Action Team's really doing a lot of great grunt work on behalf of the city of Newcastle, including that Climate Action Plan, which we passed an ordinance asking that, with a goal of that to be set and produced by, I want to say end of '24, the Climate Action Plan. So just keep that in mind with this funding request. It's not just, throwing money to anybody.
Yeah,
This
these
is
kids have done
somebody doing work
a
for the
lot of
city.
projects.
Yep.
I don't know if we have any idea how many trees they've planted around the community.
Yeah, the Climate Action Team itself gets at least 100 a year. The first year we did this, we had 300 trees. Last year, we had 100 trees that we were able to distribute. This year, I'm not really sure how many I'm going to get yet. I'm still sweet talking the DNR out of some trees, so we'll have at least 100. And we give those away for free.
Any other questions? I'm very proud of everything that they don't know me. Some of them may, because they may have worked on a project with me, but so proud that we have young people in our community that are so dedicated to a cause like the environment, and it's not something that you see every day. And I'm just thrilled to know that they're around to get behind these projects.
I wish we could get this many adults behind
Absolutely.
environmental.
Well, in full disclosure, this morning, I got a text from Melissa saying, hey, can you bring anyone to the council meeting today? And I just opened it up to my students, and this is the response that I got with.
I
Thank
said
you.
1 or 2 would be fine.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That's good.
Appreciate it.
Well, if there's no questions, I mean, I'll make a motion that we appropriate $2,500 to the Climate Action Team for the Climate Festival
From ARP funds.
from ARP funds.
I'll second that. I would love to, I'm going to second it, but I would love to second it with the contingency that Mrs. Bowman has to teach at least 2 to 3 more years because her husband doesn't want to break all the stuff down and move everything out of the room.
Oh,
But anyway, I second that motion. Appreciate what you guys do.
Was there another little part of funding that you were needing? Was it there something beyond the 2,500, or did I miss?
There
that?
are. No, 25 was all that I was asking for, but there are other projects. At this time, we don't know what the final cost of the Climate Action Plan will be because you hire engineers that do that. You have to hire a firm to do that for you. But we know leading up to hiring someone, there are lots of little bits and pieces that have to fall into place, the work that we have to do ourselves. And some of that could cost money that Climate Action Team really doesn't have.
But this is money just for the Cool Climate Fest,
Yes.
basically.
If
And
there-
then leftover, if there was leftover.
That's what it
then-
would go for,
yeah.
if there was leftover. But this would give the Climate Action Team a cushion that we just don't have. We all know that costs are going up for everything, and, we have, I don't know, maybe $80 in our account right now with the festival coming up. So, and this is this is the biggest way that we know of to reach the community and to teach them why this is so important. I don't know if that answered your question, but.
It did.
All right. Well, any discussion further on the council? Okay, roll call vote.
Jeff Hancock,
Aye.
Jerry Walden,
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Fogert.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue,
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mainly because of you guys, we gave them the money. We were intimidated.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Bowman, what type of trees are you looking for?
Last year, we were given 100 pecan trees, which was not necessarily the best, but I really prefer hardwoods like oaks, maples.
And we're going to have lots.
And
of oaks
you
this year.
usually get those from the state, you
I get
say?
them from the DNR. Yeah, I drive down to southern Indiana and pick them up down there.
I might know someone who could help you out with that.
Okay, well, thank you.
Because he and I have planted about 15,000 trees the
That's-
last 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the tree order for Healthy Communities and my office will arrive probably April 1st.
I don't know if I don't know if Taylor's ordered his trees yet or not. My son Taylor, Dr.
Oh, okay,
Walden, so.
okay. I do a lot of
Oh,
catering
yes.
for the forestry department of DNR, and so I just kind of call in favors. I'm like, you like my pork chops? I want trees.
See if I can't help
The council
you.
likes pork chops too.
We've already given you the money, so it's not a bribe if you give us pork.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Don't feel like you have to, they don't have to say.
They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they want.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other people from the public that would like to come forward and speak?
I'm surprised they didn't stick feet in it.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Mr. Hancock?
The only thing I've got, and there's probably nothing to do about it, but Indiana Avenue heading east by the railroad tracks, if you look at the south side, it's full of plastic Mountain Dew, water. I mean, I think the wind probably blows there and it's catch-all, but there's probably, I don't know, 100 or more plastic containers right in there, just sort of a eyesore and all that, but I know it's the railroads, but they'll probably never get cleaned up.
Well, that railroad goes from 18th to 25th, so which,
Yeah.
you talking about?
The railroad in Indiana Avenue, right
Where
there.
it goes
The
across
16th Street
Indiana.
going across there.
Okay.
If you look to the south side heading east, you can really see a lot of it. And with
Okay.
a lot of people coming to town in April, it's just an eyesore. And I just think when the wind blows or empty, it just catches there. That's all, Your Honor.
Mr. Walden?
Just a little side remark about the homeless meeting this morning. I want to thank the mayor and Rex and Lynn and Aaron for showing up. Very informative. I think we had a real expert there who's kind of lived through this up at Muncie. And I think she was very open and honest with us. And Lynn, I think you probably had the best question of the day. I appreciate you asking that. So that's all I have.
Okay, Mr. Dickett?
Since we are here to address the concerns of our citizens and community, I'm going to ask a couple questions. Just, I know they've been topics of discussion, just thought it would be good to enter them in the public record. ARC, that's doing work along Riley, what's the scope of their project? What are they doing, basically?
Which, they're upgrading high-speed internet, electric, what did they say, 17,000
That's
volts?
14,000 volts. They're doing a transmission line, is what they're going to put in there when they hit that water line.
Yeah, right.
Conduit for the transmission line.
And so are they subcontracted from Duke?
I do, yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We didn't invite them, we didn't want them, didn't,
Right. But
Didn't
they
have a choice.
But they're working within the utilities right away, so that
Yes.
our hands are tied. Okay. The other question I have, and I know we might be looking at an ordinance change for this, but on topic with the homelessness issue, had a lot of concerns, obviously, about the tents outside the old YMCA, and I know that that's kind of county property, or township property, but obviously it's within our jurisdiction. I don't think there's anything maybe on the ordinance code that allows us to go take care of it immediately. Is that something that we need to look at changing, or and is it in process?
it's already in process.
Oh, it's already in process, so that will come before us to vote on and pass. I mean, in terms of this homelessness issue, I know that having experts like the health department is huge, but from an administration and city standpoint, I know Mayor Osborne had a human rights commission. I mean, do we have anything like that that kind of, functions as the arm of the city? Because I think we can make progress, but where we see the greatest progress is when the city leads. Do we have anything like that in the works? And that's the same. And that's the same for the environmental stuff too, right?
You're sitting there talking about it.
Okay. Well, what makes it difficult for me, and I'll just speak for myself, I won't speak for my colleagues, but elected to the council isn't a day-to-day job. Sometimes I wish it was, so that I could tackle these things a little more aggressively, because I think most of us are tied with a day-to-day job. But that's why I ask these questions. I continue to field those concerns and those questions from our constituents. And
Well,
was just
I
curious.
think the answer to that question is if you want to ask the council that you'd like to head that
Right.
up or start that commission,
Right.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, so
Yeah.
if we would like to readdress that, I think that's,
And Aaron, I think from the meeting today, it's very clear that city government has to be a partner within that, along with other people, and with the representation of the different groups and organizations at the meeting this morning. I think it's just a starting point for Newcastle right now.
Yeah, sure.
There's really no leadership from the state at this time, per se.
It doesn't sound like there's a lot of guidelines out there,
No.
like there are for schools
So
that receive that.
I think as a community, we have someone whom we can contact now to get some guidance. And I think that was what a lot of the discussion was on today,
Right.
you know, so.
I don't want to put a date to it, but years past, I would say we had 10 or 12 homeless people in town, and I'm very pleased that our police officers probably knew them all by name and would stop and check on them in the middle of the night. One lady about froze to death. They got her to the hospital before, to save her life. On the other hand, I know that we've had churches reach out to them, and they didn't want to help.
Right.
I know that our police officers have tried to take them to the men's shelter or the Christian Love Center. And numerous times, I'm not saying every time, numerous times, they would sneak out the back door before we could even get them registered.
Right.
And I'm for helping them or helping anyone. But as bad as I hate to say the old cliche, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
Matt, I mean, Chief, does that apply to this
Absolutely.
situation unfortunately, in a big way? So,
Yeah. I mean, I think Councilman Walden's right. I think we're making progress, and it's obviously a long game. So I'll have a conversation with Council President Peckinpah. I mean, I know we have that special issues committee. I just feel, I told Ms. Cox today that, I had to pull out early, and when I left, I said, I'd really like to know what the next actionable steps are. And hopefully the beginning of that is getting everybody on the same page, because I feel like we have so many great organizations that are doing good stuff. And if we, really pulled everybody together and organized everything, and I see the city as being a main leader in that task. But we'll continue having conversations, but that's all I have.
Yeah, and she did announce that there's going to be another
Yeah.
meeting, so.
we have the men's shelter and the Christian Love Center.
Right.
But Nan Polk and some other officials are trying to start a women's shelter that is kind of a rehab and a shelter.
Well-
Was Nan there today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meeting with that group. They're at the point where they are going to have transitional housing for women coming out of addiction. It sounds like a great program that can really bring them from when they maybe get out of jail or get out of treatment to a place where they can live on their own and thrive in a community. I really think that we would probably be headed fairly quickly to some sort of shelter if funding were available, or I know Angela has looked for someone from outside of our county that would come in to run the program. The problem we have when we compare ourselves to Muncie is that Muncie is a Class 2 city. And they have a lot more access to grant funding, than we do. So they do have money to create programs like that, and we simply don't. But I think people are working hard at it. Nan and people on the Hope Initiative, Ed back there, he's been at all those meetings, big part of those meetings, and and I think it will get done. It's just a matter of when.
I'm going to share a question I asked today. And we sat there for an hour and a half, and this lady was very informative about shelters, how they operate, the funding and all that. But the question in my mind, I kept asking myself, you're talking about individuals that are down on their luck, but they play by the rules. They follow the guidelines of these shelters. I said, my question to you is, tell me about the conversations you're having with the police force, and how are we dealing with the ones who don't play by the rules, who won't follow the guidelines? And honestly, there are no answers for that. For that group that just will not, like Chief Schofield said, you take them and they walk out, they do not want help. There are no answers. So,
Well, I
She
can tell you
described
this.
one lady today, they were having.
that's right, the same situation. Now, the thing that we can do, and Aaron brought it up, from a municipal standpoint, because as we get phone calls and people want to know what's going on downtown on Church Street, what we need to do as a council is establish our ordinances, where we do have a way to at least address that and move them somewhere else.
Well, I could answer that real quick without getting into very deep details. Our last drug task force had an arrest from somebody that was in a facility, and it doesn't, if their name is on the drug task force, that they're to be arrested, they went in to a certain facility and arrested that person. I mean, so it doesn't matter where they're at. If their name's on the list, is that correct, Chief?
Right. I mean, probably 95% of the men that are homeless in town will not follow the guidelines or don't qualify for that, our own men's shelter, because of certain rules. They've got certain rules that when they do an intake, they question those people. Most of them just don't qualify to stay there, and then they're forced to walk out the door.
But we have arrested them when they're in a certain facility. We arrest them
Yeah.
if their name's on there.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Dickin, any? Mr. Coger?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Purdue?
Not at this time.
I don't have anything at this time, Your Honor. I'll turn it over to you.
Chief, you have anything?
Sorry. No, I don't.
Chief? Keydale? Mike? Dan? Dave? Counselor?
I don't have anything this evening.
Anything else? Kendra? Doug? Anything? Mark?
So, sir?
Greg? Lee? The only thing I want to say is we're only about a month away now from April 8th, the eclipse. We're planning on a big party. They say that there's going to be thousands of people come to town. We've got events prepared for it, and we're excited, and we're 19,000 people strong, and they say there could be 20,000 people coming to town. So we're trying to head people to the field house and to Memorial Park where we have the fireworks. So we've got events starting on Friday that will be downtown, along with the cruise in and music on the stage. So we're planning on a large event. Gary?
Mr. Mayor, are you going to need help on the 8th? Because I can take the day off.
Well, yeah, you can count on taking that day off. Yeah, we'll need to help that whole weekend. You only got one day you can work.
I can work Friday.
Well,
I don't work on
Taylor let
Fridays.
you off on Fridays and
I don't work
Mondays?
on Fridays. I don't work on Saturdays. So
That's all I have.
Did want to, I forgot one thing I did want to mention. I was at the park board meeting, and with the parks bringing us about ready to sprung, or whatever, however you say that, Mr. Burgum and the park board are have been making prep all winter, but doing some great things, getting ready for the coming season. That brings us to our business. Our first thing is a resolution authorizing the sale of real estate to the state of Indiana, Indiana Department of Transportation. Whereas it is, having trouble speaking tonight. It is the desire of members of the Newcastle City Council to accept the offer made by the state of Indiana for .029 acres a fee simple right-of-way located at 432 Broad Street and 201 North 6th Street, Newcastle, Indiana. And whereas the members of the City Council authorized Greg York, Mayor, to consummate the real estate transaction with the state of Indiana as described above. Now, it is therefore resolved as follows. The members of Newcastle City Council hereby authorize Mayor Greg York, Mayor, to accept the offer amount of $2,100 from the state of Indiana for .029 acre of fee simple right-of-way located at 432 Broad Street, 201 North 6th Street, Newcastle, Indiana, and to execute any additional documents necessary to finalize that transaction. I move we pass this resolution.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I think everybody has the photos. If anybody needs clarification.
I know we're talking mainly ADA ramps in this specific case, but concrete restoration is nothing even close to what we dealt with previously with State Road 38.
State Road 38.
Or, yeah.
They're gonna let that out just December, I think the same time they're letting that State Road 3 project. I don't anticipate it starting till spring, but yeah, they're basically,
I mean,
don't even
it's-
have any plans on the road.
Right. But it
It's just-
should not be as in-depth as
Oh,
the, yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's patch and repair.
Just trying to get ahead of questions.
Okay.
Basically, when you're looking at that, it's the entrance into the EMS. If you were standing on Fifth Street, Fifth and Broad, looking north, it's basically just both sides of the entrance going into the EMS building. You can put AD in right there. So they're giving us money to put them in, and they're gonna put them in as well, so we'll let them do it.
Perfect.
Okay, hearing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye. Okay, that passes 6-0. That'll bring us to second reading, ordinance 3921, amending prior ordinances regarding the schedule of charges for the emergency ambulance and transportation service. I move we pass this on second reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye, now I'm going to move that we suspend the rules so we can pass this on third reading.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Roll call vote.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye, and I'll move we pass this on third reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded, pass this on third reading. Roll call vote.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye. Okay, our last ordinance, second reading is 3922, modifying the permissible use of revenue allocated to the non-reverting trash container repair and replacement fund. I move we pass that on second reading.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Aye.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye.
Thank you guys
And-
for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. And I move that we suspend the rules to pass 3922 on third reading.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Jeff Hancock.
Aye.
Jerry Walden.
Aye.
Aaron Dickens.
Nay.
Mark Koger.
Aye.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's up?
It's your-
Mark.
Aye.
Okay. Lynn Purdue.
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye, so we have to come back and do that on third reading next time because we can't, we have to be unanimous. Okay, so that ends it, and we will adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Adjourn.
I'm sure why the
I know.
Hi, Katie. Hi, sweetie.
I know, for change how we use the fee.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard concerns about it. I haven't had a chance to have.
2016, it's pretty
Well, not
comprehensive.
with you. I mean, the people I
It specifies like
heard
certain levels of things you
that,
can't
hey,
exceed.
that's not what the fee was. put in.
Probably somebody that
And so I
knows
just want to feel that
specifically
I
what's
haven't
going on
had a
out
chance
there. You can look at it and say, yeah, this.
Hey, Aaron,
I'm pretty confident.
there is no such thing as a total fee.
There's no such thing as a total
There's no such
fee.
thing
So
as
when
a
we
total
put
fee.
that in,
We never put in a total fee. We increased the trash fee by